Hey YouTube, John Crisp here. We're going to go flying today out of Fulton County Airport, KUSC, in November 801 Uniform Delta, which is a Sonex built by Homer Dangler. And I've been flying it out of its Phase 1, which is the first 40 hours of restricted flying, and you're basically in a designated box. And we're going to go take it up there today and fly it around. It's a beautiful day. Also testing my Lightspeed active noise canceling headphones in this particular airplane, which I haven't done before. Been wearing Peltors prior to this flight, so that's what we're going to go do. That's the objective, just a local flight. Hope you enjoy. As we start the takeoff roll, it's a firm but steady application of power. You don't want to just jam the throttle. I've got a little bit of a left crosswind. It's a little bit gusty near the ground, a little bit turbulent. Nothing terrible, but I like to push the nose over and accelerate in the ground effect here, and I'm going to do a little wing wag there to my buddy Doug. Once I get enough airspeed here, I establish a positive rate of climb, make sure everything's good to go, and we're going to just depart the pattern out here to the west and go fly around in the Sonex today. So here we're up at some altitude now. We're going to just do a right-hand turn up here to 360 degrees or due north. And all the roads out here orient north, south, east, west, which makes it easy to establish a heading with just looking at the ground references, which even with all the modern technology, you can see my EFIS, which is Electronic Flight Information System, in the cockpit here. You still basically do a lot of flying along the ground. For reference, here we've picked up a heading of 180. You can see I-80 down here under the nose. You can see some traffic moving there. So turning from 180 to 270, we're going to fly out toward Bryan. This being an experimental and it's basically Phase 1 operations restrictions, that just means there's a predefined box that the FAA inspector gives you, and you have to fly within that box. And from this airplane, it's Bryan, Ohio to the southwest to Defiance, Ohio in the northeast, which is a decent sized box. Includes basically Adrian, Michigan, Fulton County, and Bryan, and that's basically the only areas I can fly. This is a big Menards distribution center down here on the bottom right side of the wing, and I fly over here because, again, Bryan, Ohio is due south of me, so I'm still in my box, but I'm getting ready to get to the western edge of it, so I'll do a reciprocal heading turn here in a second and start heading back toward the Fulton County area just to make sure I stay in that box that's designated by the FAA. Don't want to penetrate or break those rules. So here we start the left-hand turn, and this one will be a little bit back, probably heading a 160, 170 degrees, and just a nice gentle turn here, doing about 140 miles an hour probably, based on the airspeed indicator. I can't really read it from the video quality, but that's about where that sits in the airspeed indicator. I'm probably doing about 2,600 RPM here. Red line on this engine is 3,300, and at cruise power it's actually about 2,700 RPM. So just a nice turn here back left. You can see I-80 back coming under the left side of the screen there, and we'll cross north of that but pick up that heading and level off and fly back toward the airport. Right here, I think I've checked fuel and everything, and looks like we're about ready to start heading back to the airport. So I do a little bit more of an aggressive turn here. It's about a 60-degree bank turn. It's hard to really tell from the GoPro video, but that's about what that turn rate was there. And you'll notice I like to guard the throttle. I don't take my hand off of it very much in flight. That goes back to my very first flight instructor. Used to teach me to always hold on to that throttle. It's a little bit uncomfortable for long flights, but I hold on to that throttle quite a bit. I don't adjust it much. I just kind of rest my hand there. Now we're in the traffic pattern here. We're going from base to final here in our turn, and I'll take you all the way in for the landing here. It was pretty smooth the whole flight. Here we're picking up a little bit of turbulence. Again, the winds I think were 240 at 6. And starting to pick up some thermal activity more than it really was wind, but that wind coming over the trees that you can see there start affecting the airplane. It's minor in my opinion, but it's like going down a bumpy road. Let you know you're flying and not driving a car or a bus. And you can see here, there's one spot right over the trees where it kind of throws it a little bit, but that's just part of flying, basically. I think it's coming up right here. Yeah, kind of right in that area. So, and you'll be able to hear from the engine audio here that put in a little bit of power. Basically, hold this airplane at 70 miles an hour on the approach speed. I'm a little fast here. Again, I prefer to be a little fast than a little slow, but I added a little bit of power in, and then I pull the power off. It's a new engine. It doesn't like to slow down very much, so the engine RPMs don't like to slow down because it's got a pretty small propeller. Now here you can see I've actually come in at 70 miles an hour as I get over the threshold, and I'm slowing down about 60 miles an hour here. And just hold the flare, just a slight bounce, which is pretty standard. Again, a little bit of gusty wind, and then here we are taxiing off the active runway here toward the hangars over there in the distance. And there was a line to get gas, so I pull up in the line there. But it was a great day for flying. Thanks for coming along. Another good day to be out there flying around, and I think we're up to 24 hours on the airplane now. So we've got a little ways to go, still 16 more hours to get out of the experimental phase and be able to actually take the airplane cross country and do some fun things with it like that. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you have any comments, leave them in the section below, and I can answer any questions if you have any.